After her treachery and betrayal, the President of the Constitutional Council hosts feast and festivities at her home. It takes either a stunning level of unconsciousness, or a deep contempt for the people, to dare what Chantal Nanaba Camara, President of the Constitutional Council, has just done. Just days after validating a fraudulent election, eliminating the legitimate sons of the Republic, and trampling on the Constitution, the lady decided to throw a party. Yes, a party at her house. With canapés, music, dancing, and carefully selected guests. Côte d'Ivoire is suffering, but Madame is dancing. The people are outraged, but she pops champagne bottles. Ivorians mourn their stolen democracy, while the judicial coup orchestrator toasts with the regime's enablers. But she will not get away with this. The setting? A lavishly decorated living room, paid for by the state. Senior officials of the RHDP, dressed for celebration. Music, wine, laughter. Forced, hollow laughter. It looked like a scene from a dystopian novel. A masquerade ball of betrayal, thrown on the edge of a volcano. Faces were painted with joy, but their eyes betrayed fear. The glasses were full, but their souls were empty. Even the chairs looked ashamed to be part of such a farce. Because they all knew. Every single one of them. They knew Côte d'Ivoire was watching. They knew they had betrayed history, betrayed the nation, betrayed truth. And still, they smiled. But fake smiles are the last mask of dying regimes. I, Chris Yapi, say it here, loud and clear, and I swear on the memory of the Republic, these traitors, these sellouts, these looters of sovereignty will pay. Their dance is only temporary. Their champagne, last call. Their banquet, a swan song. Chantal Nanaba Camara is mistaken if she thinks it's over. She thinks she's won. She believes she has locked the system down. She thinks she's removed the true sons of Côte d'Ivoire from the race, those who never bargained with lies. But she is wrong. She's not dancing on her victory. She's dancing on her own political grave. The hellish dance awaits. Yes, Chantal Nanaba Camara will dance again. But next time, it won't be in her living room, surrounded by well-fed collaborators. It will be in the court of history. There, she will perform the people's dance, the one that unmasks traitors and makes them pay. And that dance will be anything but graceful. It will be hellish, the kind that follows shame, fear, and justice. Côte d'Ivoire does not forget. The people do not forget. And the Republic will remember for a long time those who violated it in judges' robes. Let them feast, let them laugh, let them dance. This is the eve of their downfall.
But wait, we're not playing politics, but still, there's something that raises eyebrows. Madame Chantal Camara, President of the Ivorian Constitutional Council, has just thrown a spanner in the works without knowing it, or maybe she knows it and did it knowingly. Because in her speech, she has just invalidated the candidacy of potential future presidents of the Ivorian Republic by invalidating their candidacy, under the pretext or by pretending that they had false sponsorships. That is to say, these false sponsorships were due to the fact that her sponsors had false identity cards. Knowing full well that these sponsors are all Ivorians registered on the voters' list, the famous electoral list, she unconsciously validates what some were saying, that this famous electoral list is riddled with false voters. Yes, did you understand me? The President of the Constitutional Council says that the sponsors, who helped eliminate these various candidates, used fake identity cards. Well, since people are registered on the electoral roll, it would first be necessary to delete, remove, cross out, revisit, and revise this famous electoral roll, meticulously removing the names of all these fake sponsors in order to be able to go to the elections. Some say they are not ready to revisit, review, or revise the famous electoral roll. So, how does the President of the Constitutional Council believe that these sponsors used a fake identity card? Yet, they are indeed on a list that some refuse to revise, so there is a conflict. Yes, there is a conflict without getting political. This president of the Constitutional Council is obliged to send an internal memo to the president of the Independent Electoral Commission, telling him that there are people on the electoral roll who have used and possessed fake identity cards. And so, to do this, their names would have to be removed from the electoral roll. Only those, since apparently the others are certain. But those, validated by the Constitutional Council itself, would have to be removed first before going to the elections. But, how do we do this since they refuse to revise this famous electoral roll? There is a conflict in this matter. What do you think?
Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.